Hi guys, welcome to today's video, and this is what I'm going to be sowing in March. It's the 10th, I believe, today, so I'm a bit later on the starting to sow, but I think with the weather the way it is, I think I'll be absolutely fine. So the current temperature in the polytunnel is 10.2 degrees. When I got here today, it was, when I opened the door, it was nearly 20, but because I've had the door open, it's pretty cold in here now. I do apologise about the rain. It's absolutely chucking it down. It hasn't stopped since I've got here. So yeah, so I've got 15 varieties of plants, but I've got 15 different plants, and then some have got different varieties, so we'll just go quickly through them. So this is the cabbage. I'm going to plant two different varieties, the earliest of all, and just the Wilco cabbage. The Wilco Brussels sprouts, I'm just going to do one of those. Two different spring onions. I've got three different tomatoes here. I've got Gardener's Delight. I've got Bloody Butcher and Black Opal. Had the Black Opal ones last year for the first time, and they were absolutely amazing. Really, really nice. These are two different broccoli. This is a Rudolph purple sprouting, and then Calabrese. I've not tried the Calabrese one before, so that's a new one this year for me. I'm going to do cucumbers this year. I'm going to do two different ones. I'm going to do the early spring F1 and the Market More, I think, something like that. I've chopped the top off so I can't really see. Now this was a fail last year, Crimson Sweet watermelon, but I really want to get that this year, so I'm going to try hard this year. So last year I put the courgettes and the cucumbers out in the normal garden. This year I'm going to try and keep them all in the polytunnel, because now I've got two sides, I've got more growing space. I'll have tomatoes one side, and then on the other side probably have like your cucumbers and courgettes and stuff, and the watermelon. Again, I'm going to do some early ones of these this year. Pumpkins. I need to get some more for the Halloween ones, but I'm going to do some early ones of these so I can actually eat them, because I didn't eat any last year. Butternut squash, again, I'm going to do some early ones, but I'll plant these over the next couple of months as well. Bit late on the peppers, but I'm just going to give them a go anyway, see what happens. Parsnips, white gem, going to get them going as well, just one of those. Cauliflower all year round, don't need to really say anymore, it's all year round. So you don't really need different varieties unless you like different flavours, I guess. Pak choy, didn't do well with this last year. Again, I'm going to try again this year. Two different sets of broad beans. This one's Masterpiece Green, and this one's just the Sutton Dwarf. So yeah, we'll give them a go. And then over here we've got three different lettuce. Saladin 6 GM, all year round lettuce, and then some Valmain cut and come again lettuce. So yeah, they're my seeds that I'm going to plant today, or most of them. I'm not sure I've got enough seed trays, but yeah, join me when I start putting them in pots and tubes and stuff. I'll come back to you in a second. Welcome back. What we're going to do first is get the compost sorted, but before that, I just want to mention these. These are all direct sow seeds. Now it's too wet today, so I'll have to find a day when it's nice enough to direct sow. So it's all sorts: radish, leeks, spinach. There's peas in there, but they're going to go in a gutter, so I might do them later, and leeks again. So yeah, when I plant them, you will see that. So they are to sow this month. so I will get them in at some point in the next few weeks. Right, so back to the compost. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wing it. I know some people do very calculated ways of doing it, but yeah, I'm not going to be doing that. So just give me a second, I'll be right back and I'll have a tub of compost. So right now I'm using the woodland compost, and I'm just sieving it into the bucket below, so just a couple of handfuls, and then because I don't want all these sticks and stuff in there, just give it a good sieve, make sure you get the nice stuff, and it aerates the soil ready for planting seedlings into. I will be adding vermiculite as well, but I'm going to do 2 different composts for this. So I've already done one of these, so I'll do this one and then swap over to the Verve compost that I used last year. Worked really well last year. It's just quite heavy and wet. So that's all in there, nice. But what I'll do with this, I'll just tip it onto the bed below the camera. And now I'll go over to the Verve, which is actually very wet. I don't know how this gets so wet. It's been in the polytunnel months. And again, just sieve that through. And then the lumps that stay behind, just chuck it on the bed. I'm going to have to do this probably quite a few times to get all them seeds done. But because it's quite wet, it doesn't break up very easily. But that's fine. We'll all just go on the bed. And then just add that in and just mix it up. Right, I'll finish this and then I'll come back to you upon when I'm doing the seeds. I did a couple more sieves, but just want to get some bits done now, and then I'll crack on and bring you back later when I've done most of it or all of it. But first of all, I'm going to do some broad beans. I'm going to do 2 different varieties. I'm not even sure how many there is in here. Oh, not many at all. I've only got 6 beans. We'll leave the dwarf beans until later then. We'll just do these ones for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill these pots. I do apologise for anyone that's got OCD, and I've got all different size pots, but I didn't go to the garden centre this year yet. I will do, but I'll just have to make do with what I've got. But these will be able to stay in these pots quite a long time before need planting out, because they're quite big. So give them a little bit of a pat down, not hard. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 per pot in the corners. Actually, I think I'm in these smaller ones. I'm just going to do the 1. I'll do 2 in these ones though. Right, if I need to prick them out and move them, that's not a problem. So with broad beans, you need to go twice as deep as the size of the bean. Not going to bother with that one, it's tiny. Right, then just top them off. Just give them a bit of water. That's the only time they'll get watered from the top. The rest of the time now they'll be watered from the bottom in the tray. I haven't got the pen to do the labelling, so I will go get that and label these up, and then I'll crack on. I'll plant what I'm going to put. You've seen plenty of videos of people planting stuff, I'm sure, and then I'll come back and I'll show you my setup once it's all done, because it's a bit of a mess in here at the moment, because where the camera is, that sits normally with the stuff on it. And then yeah, I'll bring you back when I've planted stuff up. It's a good feeling when you start planting stuff, because it means the season's really starting. So yeah, I'll bring you back shortly, guys. Enjoy the rain and I'll see you shortly. So what I'm trying to do is recreate something that I did last year. So I found a pod last year that was from 2012, and I planted it at the other end. And so what I'm going to do, and that grew no problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 seeds in each of these, and I've also made some just old toilet tissue ones. I'm literally going to put them in places, put the seeds in with the compost, and then just mark them out where they are and water them when I come down. And it's just like one of those self-seeding pods then, and then you don't have to disturb it. This will rot away and the roots will get through it no problem anyway. And yeah, your season started on your tomatoes in your greenhouse or polytunnel. I've currently got 6 pots, so 12 seeds, and I've got 3 different varieties, so I'm probably going to do 2 of each variety, see how it goes. If they don't germinate, go again later in the season when it's a little bit warmer, because it is literally, it's not the hottest at the moment, but I actually want to get these going this season earlier than I did last season, because a lot of them didn't ripe because we didn't have the best summer, did we? It was a lot of rain. But a lot of this is very, very solid. So what I'm going to do is, where I put these, I'm going to put new compost around, so it's not just this stuff. But I think this is still absolutely fine, to be fair. The plants were really healthy last year, so yeah, let's give it a go. I'll come back to you when I've got them in place and show you what I mean. So I'll just quickly show you what I'm actually doing. So I'm just filling the ones that I can, the pots, I'm filling them with some compost, and just with my hand, just digging a hole, dig more out than I need, come into the compost bag behind me and just chuck fresh compost in there. And then sink the cup in, move this around, preferably not over the top. But that's fine. So this one's a little bit different. So this is the tube that I've cut. I put the tube in first, then I fill the tube. So once I do start watering this, the other seeds from last year that didn't get taken out will germinate, and that's absolutely fine. There's no seeds in any of these tubs or pots at the moment. Right, so what I'll do now is I'll get the seeds. Let's start with the black opal. Far too many. That's fine. I didn't realise I didn't have many of those ones. They're the black opal as well. So these ones are the Bloody Butcher ones. There we go. So now all I'll do is I'll go over all of these. With a nice bit of compost. No need to push down too hard, just make sure it's got contact with the seeds. Might as well just chuck that in there. And then, unfortunately, these went a bit mouldy in here. And then literally just mark them out so I know where to water over the season. And then that's that. My tomato bed is ready. And like I said, if some of them don't germinate, it's not a problem. All I have to do is put them in front. And if it gets too much, you just take some out. It's not a problem. And then what I'll do is I'll build up something to take them up and over, because last year I just left them and there was no support. They were fine, but I'd definitely prefer a support this time. Behind the camera where you are, I'm going to put a courgette plant and take it up and around as well, or maybe across the bar at the back. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it here. Oh yes, said I was going to show you my setup. Let's do that first. So this is now my setup. All my seeds are in. I've got to water these 2 trays and the ones that I've just put in down there. But that's my seeds done. It's taken a few hours. It took longer than I thought it would. But yeah, thanks for joining me. Hopefully you've got your seeds in. Maybe I've got some seeds in a bit too early. Maybe I haven't. Let me know in the comments below. And let me know what you're planting. Are you trying anything new this year? Let me know. Anyway, please give it a like and a subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, guys. Take care.